Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Terence, Bud, Crawford and Floyd Mayweather recently found themselves in a tense live on-air exchange that quickly grabbed everyone's attention. During the discussion, Mayweather appeared to minimize Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez, suggesting that Canelo wasn't as impressive as many people claimed. Some fans interpreted those remarks as a sign of frustration rather than an objective opinion. The conversation quickly grew into a clash between 2 generations of boxing greatness. While Mayweather has remained active through exhibition appearances, Crawford has continued building his resume by capturing titles in multiple weight classes. Many observers believe the only way to settle the debate would be inside the ring. As the discussion intensified, the atmosphere in the studio became noticeably quiet, with the moment feeling much bigger than an ordinary exchange of opinions. To many, it sounded like the beginning of a serious rivalry rather than simple promotional talk. The debate began with a straightforward question from the host, one that boxing fans have been asking for months. Who is the superior fighter, Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford?
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Crawford remained composed and respectful throughout the conversation. He acknowledged Mayweather's impact on the sport, saying that Floyd helped create opportunities for the fighters who followed. At the same time, he emphasized that every era produces its own dominant champion, adding that his only focus is on continuing to build his own legacy.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going out that much.
Now,
Mayweather didn't appear to agree with Crawford's comments. Leaning into the discussion, he responded by arguing that Canelo Alvarez was never as exceptional as many people believed, adding that defeating him does not place anyone in the same category as himself. His remarks immediately changed the atmosphere in the studio, triggering a wave of reactions from viewers. The live chat quickly filled with comments, as many fans felt that Crawford's victory over Canelo deserved far more recognition than Mayweather was willing to give.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever... Keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Terence Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez was more than just another win. It was a commanding performance from start to finish. Across all 12 rounds, he displayed outstanding precision, complete control, and left little room for debate about the outcome. Against one of boxing's biggest stars, Crawford consistently dictated the action and prevented Canelo from making a lasting impact. While Mayweather has been focused on exhibition events, Crawford has continued strengthening his legacy by collecting major titles and establishing himself among the sport's elite.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the f is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
At that point, Crawford interrupted the discussion with a direct challenge. He made it clear that if there was something to settle, it shouldn't happen through social media posts or media appearances, it should be decided inside the boxing ring. His response immediately captured the attention of fans, and within moments, the exchange was spreading across the internet as people reacted to the bold statement.
This is the situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division.
Get them all.
Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter, then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship, and then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just happened.
Terence Crawford isn't focused on gaining more publicity. His goal is to leave a lasting mark on boxing history. With an undefeated record of 42 wins, including 31 by knockout, he became the first male fighter to capture the undisputed championship in 3 different weight divisions: lightweight, welterweight, and super middleweight. His accomplishments came without taking shortcuts, as he consistently accepted difficult challenges instead of relying on carefully selected opponents, favorable weight conditions, or behind-the-scenes advantages.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And not even. And honestly, I thought Crawford was going to have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that, too. I mean, that's a big risk. That would be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now. Heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted. I'm
not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now, but that's kind of like how that'd be, you know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Terence Crawford has built his reputation by overcoming challenges that many believed were beyond his reach. He delivered a dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr., despite widespread predictions that Spence's size would be too much to handle. He then moved up 2 weight divisions and produced a composed, technical victory over Canelo Alvarez in front of a crowd of more than 70,000 spectators. Performances like these have led many fans and analysts to rank Crawford among the very best fighters in the sport today, with some even arguing that his achievements place him in the conversation for the greatest of all time.
He hurt Canelo a couple of times, and he looked spectacular. Congratulations to Terence Crawford for that great performance, and man, it was a great fight.
Were you expecting more from Canelo?
I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting Canelo to knock out Crawford, to be honest with you, because it's 3 weight divisions. Well, he did fight one time at a higher division, but and to me, it's 3 weights, you know. He had to go up a lot in weight, and that's what I was expecting. But at the end of the day, you know, I got to give respect to Canelo. You know, he has done so much in boxing that it will be hard for somebody else to achieve and make. He trained hard, you know, and he said that he tried, but the body did not respond. And I've been saying that the body is worn out. Canelo is young, but in boxing life, he's worn out.
Analysts like Max Kellerman are already saying it. Crawford's resume might be cleaner than Floyd's.
It's wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference to people.
Some boxing analysts, including Max Kellerman, have argued that Terence Crawford's overall resume deserves to be mentioned alongside Floyd Mayweather's. In their view, Crawford's collection of victories and accomplishments has grown strong enough to spark legitimate debate about how his career compares with Mayweather's. While opinions remain divided, many believe Crawford's continued success has earned him a place in the conversation about boxing's all-time greats.
Who you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Supporters of Crawford often point to one key difference in the comparison. They acknowledge that Floyd Mayweather's perfect 50-0 record is one of boxing's greatest achievements, but argue that some of his biggest victories came against opponents who were no longer at their absolute peak. By contrast, they believe Crawford has consistently challenged elite fighters while they were still performing at the highest level, delivering dominant performances that have strengthened the case for his place among boxing's all-time greats.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round, so
yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. Mm-hmm. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Many fans see a difference in what has motivated the two champions throughout their careers. From that perspective, Mayweather is often viewed as someone who prioritized preserving his undefeated record, while Crawford is seen as focusing on building a lasting legacy through his accomplishments. Because of that, many discussions today extend beyond win-loss records and center on each fighter's overall influence on the sport. As Crawford's reputation continues to grow, some observers believe the image surrounding Mayweather's dominance is facing increasing scrutiny.
It was recently said that you're going to be fighting Floyd Mayweather. Why the hell did he agree to fight you? That seems like a bad decision by him.
Well, listen, I was minding my business. I'm flying my birds, tending to my children, and he's the one, he came with the sign. His name was on the contract signed already. And he was talking really bad and nasty to me. So I was like, God damn. I thought we were friendly, talking crazy. He's all right.
That's got to be such a cool thing for boxing fans, though, Mike, to have two of the all-time legends in there. Are you excited just to see the thing of that like it was with you and Roy?
Nah, man, we want to get him, man. What are you talking about? Start talking crazy. Like, kick his ass.
He doesn't know what he signed up for.
Yeah, I thought the exhibition, he's talking crazy.
So he's like, but Mike, come on, man. He can't be doing anything to you. Like, that's a bad decision by him.
Hey, he made a good money choice, though.
Few people would deny that Floyd Mayweather had a lasting influence on modern boxing. He helped transform the business side of the sport, proving that elite fighters could generate enormous revenue and build powerful personal brands. His success changed the financial landscape for many athletes who followed. However, some fans believe that the image surrounding his career has evolved in recent years. Instead of competing in traditional championship bouts, Mayweather has focused on high-profile exhibition events, including a widely discussed matchup with Mike Tyson. Even at 58 years old, Tyson is still known for his intimidating power, making the event a major talking point throughout the boxing world.
Well, Tyson, if there were some pre-arrangement for this fight, Tyson's animosity, well documented towards Floyd. Any chance that he's going in there and, saying, hey, screw all, I don't care what agreement was made, if there was one at all, I want to kill this dude?
Nah. You're going to get a check. Floyd's going to get a check. And they're going to get a check that's real huge because of their names. So nobody's finna fuck their money up.
The reaction from many fans has been mixed, with some questioning the purpose of the exhibition. Critics argue that a matchup like this does little to strengthen Mayweather's legacy and could instead expose him to unnecessary criticism. A number of medical professionals, boxing commentators, and current or former fighters have also expressed concerns, suggesting that the event carries avoidable risks. Those reactions have fueled an ongoing debate about whether exhibitions of this kind enhance a legendary career or place it under greater scrutiny.
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10.
top 10
or top 15, easily, There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. It's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo, definitely gave him the win.
Some critics argue that Mayweather's exhibition schedule places him opposite opponents who still possess serious knockout power, while offering little in terms of competitive significance. In their view, these events are designed more to attract attention than to add to his boxing resume. At the same time, Crawford is often praised by supporters for continuing to pursue championship fights with meaningful titles and high-level competition on the line. During the discussion, the host asked Mayweather why he had no interest in facing Crawford. Rather than entertaining the possibility of the matchup, Mayweather responded that he had already accomplished everything he set out to achieve during his career. To many supporters of Crawford, that response spoke volumes. They argue that Mayweather built his remarkable fortune while carefully managing the risks throughout his career, whereas Crawford has earned praise for consistently seeking out the toughest challenges available. From their perspective, Mayweather's legacy is defined by an undefeated record and extraordinary business success, while Crawford is strengthening his reputation by taking on elite opponents and continuing to expand his accomplishments inside the ring.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Supporters of Crawford argue that he has continued to pursue meaningful championship opportunities instead of relying on retirement, exhibition events, or crossover matchups to stay in the spotlight. In their view, he has consistently accepted difficult challenges and remained willing to test himself against top-level opposition. For many fans, that is why Mayweather's comments about Canelo Alvarez sparked such strong reactions. After suggesting that Canelo was not as formidable as many believed, some interpreted the remarks as an attempt to diminish the significance of Crawford's victory. Others disagreed, seeing them simply as Mayweather's honest assessment. Regardless of the interpretation, the discussion quickly intensified because Crawford had just delivered one of the biggest wins of his career. Many observers also point out that Crawford's focus remains on adding to his competitive resume rather than revisiting past accomplishments. They believe his attention is fixed on creating his own legacy through championship-level competition. As a result, some fans see today's boxing landscape as divided into 2 different paths. One side is driven by exhibition events, influencer matchups, and nostalgia-based attractions designed to entertain large audiences. The other is represented by champions such as Terence Crawford, Alexander Usyk, and Naoya Inoue, who continue to pursue major titles and high-level competition at the sport's highest level.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been his trainer before, so
Yeah, it's good.
it's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
Many fans see a clear contrast between the paths the two fighters have taken. In their view, Mayweather's recent appearances generate attention through spectacle, while Crawford continues to build his reputation by pursuing accomplishments inside the ring. That difference has become a major talking point among boxing followers. When Mayweather's exhibition with Mike Tyson was announced, reactions across the boxing community were divided, with some fans expressing excitement and others questioning the matchup. At the same time, Crawford has continued to focus his attention on active champions and meaningful title opportunities rather than high-profile exhibition events. Supporters argue that his priority has been testing himself against the best available competition instead of chasing the biggest payday. That approach has fueled ongoing debates among boxing analysts and former champions. Some, including Roy Jones Jr., have suggested that Crawford's recent achievements deserve to be mentioned alongside, or even compared with, Mayweather's legacy. Their argument is that greatness should be judged not only by an undefeated record, but also by the willingness to consistently face elite opposition. The discussion exploded online after the interview ended. The live chat quickly split into two passionate groups, with one side celebrating Mayweather as TBE, the best ever, while the other declared that the sport had entered what they called Bud's era.
Looking back at Floyd's career, him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. Because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just man, he had this guy, back to back to fight, one after one.
Social media quickly filled with reactions after the interview. Some posts argued that Mayweather's recent exhibition choices could overshadow parts of his legacy, while others praised Crawford for letting his performances speak louder than his words. The announced exhibition with Mike Tyson also generated mixed opinions, with many fans debating whether it was an exciting attraction or an unnecessary risk. The discussion extended to members of the boxing community as well. Shakur Stevenson voiced his support for Crawford, encouraging fans to recognize what he believes is a historic run while it's happening. Calvin Ford, however, took a more balanced position, saying that both Mayweather and Crawford deserve to be celebrated as defining champions of their respective generations. That contrast reflects the broader conversation surrounding the two fighters. Many believe Mayweather transformed the business side of boxing and created opportunities that changed the sport forever, while Crawford is earning praise for keeping the spotlight on elite competition and championship-level achievement.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I
Floyd
love you, Terrence.
always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master.
Yeah,
his IQ in that
The funny
sense
thing
is great.
about it is Terrence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But you gotta
Can't
have
say
an
that
OG
about
somewhere.
anybody
though.
else. Yeah.
There's an OG Somebody somewhere. gotta pioneer, You right? can't Yeah, out-figure you gotta. There's yeah. an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere,
yeah,
and I just
yeah.
believe Floyd is that OG you can't out-figure out.
Many boxing fans believe that every era is remembered by a fighter who defines it. In their view, the spotlight moved from Muhammad Ali to Mike Tyson, then to Floyd Mayweather, and now an increasing number of supporters see Terence Crawford as carrying that tradition forward. They argue that Crawford has reached this position through the accomplishments he has earned inside the ring. Supporters often contrast the careers of the two champions in different ways. They credit Mayweather with transforming the financial side of boxing and showing athletes how to build an extraordinary business empire. At the same time, they praise Crawford for strengthening his reputation through championship competition and consistent performances against elite opponents. Rather than waiting for what they consider to be the perfect opportunity, Crawford has continued seeking major challenges, and his recent victories have only reinforced the belief among many fans that he belongs among the sport's greatest competitors.
Saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Many fans see the contrast between the two careers more clearly than ever. While Mayweather has continued attracting attention through high-profile exhibition events, Crawford is widely viewed by his supporters as concentrating on the achievements that could define his place in boxing history. For them, that memorable interview was about far more than a personal disagreement. It symbolized the transition from one generation of greatness to the next. Throughout the exchange, neither fighter showed any sign of changing his position. Mayweather emphasized that his career established a model that countless boxers have followed, pointing to the accomplishments that made him one of the sport's most influential figures. Crawford, meanwhile, expressed confidence that his own achievements represent the next chapter of boxing excellence, as he continues to build a legacy through championship competition and elite opposition.
I beat this guy, it's an excuse, I beat this guy, you know, and he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to get my full respect until afterwards. Yes, you know, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative, like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. You know, we really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, you know. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, you know. So I just think, you know, when you that much better than the competition, you know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
The conversation reached its peak when Crawford issued a direct challenge, saying that if Mayweather still believes he's the best, the only way to settle the debate is inside the ring. The remark immediately intensified the discussion, with many viewers closely watching Mayweather's reaction and drawing their own conclusions. To Crawford supporters, his recent achievements have positioned him at the center of today's boxing landscape. Others continue to believe that Mayweather's accomplishments remain the benchmark for greatness. The debate over who deserves the higher place in boxing history is far from settled, and that's exactly what keeps fans talking. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Has Floyd Mayweather already passed the torch to the next generation, or do you believe he still has one more defining performance left? Share your opinion in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more boxing coverage. We'll see you in the next one.